Okay. So this question is sent by student, and this question says, if x and y component of vector p have numerical values 5 and 6, that means px vector is equal to 5, py vector is equal to 6. Okay, so you can write p vector is equal to 5 I cap plus 6 j cap, that is x and y component, and that of p vector plus q vector has magnitude. So now p vector plus q vector is equal to how much? 10 and 9. So 10 I cap I am writing directly plus 9 j cap. Then find magnitude of q. Now pay attention. This is p vector. This is p plus q. So q vector will be how much? So q vector will be nothing but p plus q minus p. So p plus q is this. That means 10i plus 9j minus 5i plus 6j. 10 minus 5 is 5i. 9 minus 6 is 3. So this is q vector. So magnitude of q is equal to under root of 5 square plus 3 square. Root 34. Answer. Clear? Clear? Say yes, sir. Yes, understood. Okay. Next question by Sanika. That question says, the velocity of an object at t is equal to 0 is v vector is equal to minus 4j. So v vector is equal to minus 4j meters per second. It moves in a plane with a constant acceleration of, so a vector is equal to 3i plus 8j meters per second square. What is the velocity after 1 second? So if you take this as u vector, the initial velocity if you take as u vector, so v vector is equal to u vector plus a vector into t. Because acceleration is constant, we can apply this formula. So v vector is equal to u vector plus a vector into t. U is minus 4j, mind it, plus a is 3i plus 8j into t, that is 1. That becomes minus 4j plus 3i plus 8j. Minus 4j plus 8j becomes 4j plus 3i. This is the value of v vector. And that becomes now magnitude if you want, because it is asking for what is the velocity. So this is velocity actually, vector. So if answer is given in vector form, then this is the answer. If you need to find its magnitude, that will be under the root of 4 square plus 3 square, and that will be 5 meters per second. So that will be the answer. Noted?
So for college purpose or school purpose, we should leave the answer in vector form or we should find
If
magnitude.
you are talking for school or college, both ways it is fine. You can mention that in vector form answer is this, in magnitude answer is this. All right.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Next question. Next question. The angle made by tangent to the curve at x is equal to 0 with x-axis. See, tangent angle made by the tangent to any curve at any point is simply equal to dy by dx. So differentiation gives, we have in fact talked about it. Differentiation gives slope of tangent drawn to a curve at any point. So basically what we need to do is we need to find dy by dx. So y is given as, now solution. So y is given as x to the power 5 plus 32 x cube plus 144 x square plus x plus 625. So dy by dx will be x to the power 5, differentiation of that will be 5x to the power 4. I am writing directly. 32 into 3 becomes 96 x square. 144 into 2 is 288 x plus differentiation of x will be 1 plus differentiation of 625 will be 0. Now if you put x is equal to 0 in this, add x is equal to 0. So at x is equal to 0, slope m is equal to dy by dx, and that will be how much? 1. So if slope is 1 or tan theta is 1, because slope is nothing but tan theta, so tan theta is equal to 1, that means theta is equal to 45 degree. So angle made by that is 45 degree, because dy by dx is slope, and slope is nothing but tan theta. Remember that. Next question. Varun is saying, which of the following pair cannot be rectangular component of a force vector 10? First of all, if you see under root of a square plus b square, rectangular component means both has to be a square plus b square should be equal to under root of a square plus b square should be equal to the value of equal to 10. So therefore, in which case you are not getting under root of a square plus b square is equal to 10. Whichever is that is the answer. And that is first case. 9 and 1. Because 9 and 1 are not rectangular component. They are in same direction. They are in same direction. Rectangular means perpendicular component. Rectangular means perpendicular component. Alright? Okay. So please scroll up. Why should I scroll up? Hmm? Have you just logged in?
No, sir, I will lost my connection.
Hmm?
I lost my connection.
Acha. Next question. The resultant of two vectors at an angle of 150 degrees is 10 unit. Okay. So there are two vectors and angle between them is 150 degree. And the resultant is 10 units. And that resultant is also perpendicular to the one vector. Okay, pay attention everyone. So suppose this is A vector and this is B vector. Okay. And the question says that the resultant, let me use this color. This is your resultant vector. R vector. Okay. So this resultant is of 10 unit. Magnitude of that is 10 and this angle between the two is 150 degree. Now if this is 150, pay attention, and we can see that this angle is 90, which is clearly seen. So this angle will be how much? 60. This angle will be 60. Now pay attention. If you take components of B vector, if you take components of B vector, then this component, because it is away from this angle theta 60, this will be B sine 60 and this component will be B cos 60. So what you can see is, pay attention everyone, this B sine 60 should be equal to A, that's why these two are nullifying each other. So A, magnitude of A is equal to B sine 60 and sine 60 is nothing but, so that gives you A is equal to B into root 3 by 2. This is equation number 1. Now the second thing is, pay attention, that B cos 60 should be equal to 10. Should be equal to 10. B cos 60 should be equal to 10. And then B into cos 60 is 1 by 2 is equal to 10. And that gives B is equal to 20. That gives you B is equal to 20. So if you put that back in equation 1, so A comes out to be B, which is 20 into root 3 by 2. And that gives us A is equal to 10 root 3. A is equal to 10 root 3 meters. Okay. Okay. Please note.
So,
Hmm.
so when I take the correct answer, that is 10 root 3, they marked it as wrong and they gave the answer as 5 root 3.
No, it should be 10 root 3 only.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. And in the question which is sent to me, 10 root 3 is the correct answer. Check. It is in
Okay, sir.
the
Yeah,
screen. 5 root 3 is wrong. 10 root 3 is correct. That's what it is mentioning.
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry,
You
sorry.
marked it otherwise actually.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Next question. So next question says a vector perpendicular to a vector as well as b vector. So we need to find a vector which is perpendicular to a as well as b. I told you if you need to find two vectors, or if you want to find a vector which is perpendicular to two vectors, then you can find it along a cross b. So what you need to find in this is a cross b, and then your actual required vector will be along that. So let us find a cross b in this. Okay, so the point is a vector perpendicular to both a and b, a vector perpendicular to both a vector and b vector will be along a vector cross b vector. Okay, so a vector cross b vector is equal to I j k. A vector is 1 2 minus 3. So 1 2 minus 3. B vector is 1 1 minus 1. 1 1 minus 1. Okay, so A vector cross B vector. Now when you are going to find it, so I cap and then minus 2 plus 3, because this into this minus of minus 3, so that will be plus 3, minus j, and that will be minus 1, minus of minus 3, plus k, and that will be 1 minus 2. So the answer comes out to be, now minus 2 plus 3 becomes 1, so that is I cap. Similarly, minus 1 plus 3 will be minus 1 plus 3 will be this, so this will be minus 2j minus k. That is A cross B. That is A cross B. So your vector which is perpendicular to both A and B will be along this direction. Will be along this direction.
Sir,
Yes.
can you explain me the second step again? I didn't understand.
Which second step?
Second step that I multiply by.
That is how you open it simply. You keep it this, then this into this minus this into this. So 2 into minus 1 becomes minus 2. And then you subtract. So minus of 1 into minus 3 is minus 3. You were there in the class in which we studied a vector, that means multiplication of vector.
No, sir. That's
That's
why I'm confused.
yeah. Let me tell you. If this is I, J, K, this is AX, AY, AZ, this is BX, BY, BZ. Okay. Then you open it like this. Pay attention. You draw a line like this, and you take I out. Now this into this, that means AYBZ, minus this into this, so BYAZ. Okay, And why do we do this? Everyone? Why do we do this? Yes, Gurav is saying something in caps lock. Sir, when will you take vectors class for new students? Very soon. Very soon. Then comes J. So J will be this. So minus J. Again AX BZ minus BX AZ. So first was plus, then comes minus, next will be alternatively again plus. So plus K AX BY minus BX AY. Answer. We solved it according to this principle. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Hmm. That was question number 12 by Amal. Next question. Next question. An object from rest. Let me see properly. An object from rest and moves under acceleration of a is equal to 4i. So that means u is equal to 0 and a is equal to 4i. And its final position r vector is equal to 7i plus 4j. This is the final position. You can call it r final. You can call it r final. So what is its initial position? So ri is equal to question mark. Okay. And time is how much? 3 seconds. So t is equal to 3 seconds. Now pay attention. Delta r is displacement. Delta r is displacement, and that is equal to ut plus half at square. Delta r is equal to ut plus half at square. Delta r is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay. So how much will be delta r? Delta r is equal to u is 0 into 3 plus half a is 4i cap into t square 3 square. Now delta r is nothing but r final minus r initial is equal to half of 4i, that means 2i into 3 square. Okay. So delta r is r final minus r initial. So that means 7i minus plus 4j minus r initial, we don't know how much is that, is equal to 3 square is 9 into 2 is 18i. So that gives us, let me take ri on that side. So ri vector is equal to 7i plus 4j minus 18i. Okay, so ri vector is equal to 7i minus 18i becomes minus 11i plus 4j. That is the answer. That is the answer. That is the answer. Understood? Next question. Next question says, a car moves towards north at a speed of 54 km per hour for 1 hour. Then it moves eastward with same speed for same duration. The average speed and velocity of car for the complete journey is. Pay attention, everyone. First of all, when you have these questions in which north, south, east, west is shown, so draw a diagram like this: north, south, this is west, and this is east. Okay. So what is happening? 54 km per hour can also be written as 54 km per hour can be written as 54 into 5 by 18. 54 into 5 by 18. So 5 into 3 becomes 15 meters per second. 15 meters per second. Okay. So first of all, it is going for 1 hour. All right. That means it moves 54 kilometers in this direction. 54 kilometers in this direction. Second thing, everyone please keep your mics on mute. Then it moves eastward with same speed for the same duration. So now it is going to east direction with same, so that will be 54 kilometers only. All right. So average speed. Can you keep your mics on mute? Average speed is equal to total distance. Who is this? Bhavi. Average speed is equal to total distance upon total time. Now total distance is how much? 54 plus 54. 108 kilometers. And time is 2 hours. That becomes 54 kilometer per hour. And that is nothing but 15 meters per second. Alright. So that is for speed. Now for average velocity. Average velocity is equal to net displacement upon total time. So net displacement is actually this. So that will be 54 square plus under root 54 square. And time is again 2 hours. So that becomes 54 root 2 upon 2. So that will be 54 by root 2. This is kilometer per hour. So per second will be 15 by root 2 meters per second. This is the answer. See, this is the answer. Noted.
Sir,
Yes.
how did you get the 15 root 2? 15 upon root 2?
You need to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. How do you convert kilometer per hour into meter per second? Tell me. Tell me. Hello. How to
So
convert?
can't remember.
Yes, because you studied it long, long ago, no? Correct? When you multiply kilometer per hour by 5 by 18, you get your answer in meter per second.
Got it, sir.
Next question. A particle moves from point 1 to 3 to 2, 1, 4 under the action of constant force. Work done by the forces. So first of all, pay attention. The point P is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so RP means position vector of point P is equal to 1 I cap plus 2 j cap plus 3 k cap. Okay. Similarly, point Q is equal to 214 214. Okay. So RQ is equal to 2 I cap plus j cap plus 4 k cap. Okay. So a particle moves from point P to Q. So delta R is equal to R cube, that means final position, minus R initial position. And that will be 2I minus I. Let me write it as completely. 2I plus j plus 4k minus I plus 2j plus 3k. And that becomes 2I minus I is I plus j minus 2j is j plus 4k minus 3k is k. So that is delta r vector. That is delta r vector, right? Now force is given as how much? Force is given as how much? So F is equal to 2I plus j plus k. So this is force. So work done W is equal to F vector dot delta R vector. So that will be W is equal to F vector 2I plus j plus k dot delta R I minus j plus k. So that gives us W is equal to 2I dot I means 2. J into minus j, that means 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. And 1 into plus 1 is plus 1. So W comes out to be 2 joules. This is the answer. This is the answer. Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Next question. If magnitude of two vectors are 4 and 6, so let's say A vector magnitude is equal to 4, B vector magnitude is equal to 6. Alright? If magnitude of two vectors are 4 and 6 and magnitude of their skill or product is 12 root 2. I think that is magnitude of scalar product. Magnitude of their product is this. What is the angle between vectors? Okay. As they are talking about magnitude, so it should be A cross B. A cross B magnitude of that. Why? Because magnitude of their multiplication. If it is scalar multiplication, then it will be automatically magnitude only, right? So it
So,
has
but
to
it
be
is
vector.
given magnitude of skill or product. No.
Hmm. What is skill? Hmm. What is skill?
So, scalar product.
अच्छा स्केलर प्रोडक्ट को स्किल बोलते हैं तो वेक्टर प्रोडक्ट क्या हो जाएगा विल so A cross B is equal to AB sin theta right and magnitude of that so let us put value in this and see what we are getting so A is 4 B is 6 into sin theta and that is equal to given as pay attention how much it is given 12 root 2 okay so that gives us sin theta is equal to 12 upon 24 into root 2 and that gives us sin theta is equal to 1 by root 2 correct so if sin theta is equal to 1 by root 2 that means theta is equal to 45 degree 45 degree all right what is the answer given what is the answer given what is the answer given
So it's given as 45 degree only.
okay. Now there is a catch in this question and what is the catch that if you go for scalar multiplication also then A dot B is equal to AB cos theta right so when value of sin theta or cos theta is 1 by root 2 theta comes out to be 45 degree only so basically in this question both of the answer would have given you the same both of the methods formulas basically A cross B wala or A dot B wala both would have given you the same answer in this question which is quite interesting actually okay which is very interesting all right but as they have used the word magnitude that's why I went for this formula A cross B because actually A cross B gives you A vector cross B gives you A into B into sine theta into n cap and when you take magnitude of that so that will be A cross B magnitude is equal to AB sine theta correct that's why I went for this formula because the word magnitude was used Okay.
So how did you shift the root to
How
below?
do you?
Shift the root to the denominator.
Acha. See, I went there and I requested politely. See, you are root 2. Okay. And you are sitting here. So while you are sitting here at top, you are not looking proper. So what you should do, you should, make some adjustment. So let me show you how it adjusted itself. Sin theta is equal to 12 by 24 is 1 upon 2 into root 2. Correct? I am talking after this step. Okay. Then comes the very difficult part. That 1 by 2 can be written as 1 by root 2 whole square. And this is root 2 anyway. That means what? Let me play with solution. 1 by root 2 whole square into root 2. Okay. Now what I can do? I can cancel 1 root 2 with 1 square. Okay. And that becomes 1 by root 2. Alright. Alright.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
You all need to do little small mathematical calculations every day. Every day. Understood? Understood? Otherwise you come up with these kind of questions. Sir, how that root 2 goes in denominator? Shifts. No, not goes. Shifts in denominator. Okay. Play with mathematics. Play. Next question. Two forces 10 Newton and 6 Newton act upon the body. Okay, there is the body. The direction of forces are unknown. Okay. The resultant force on the body may be. Now pay attention. The resultant can be maximum when both will be in same direction. So F max is equal to F1 plus F2. And both are in same direction. So 10 plus 6 is equal to 16 Newton. That will be F max. And F min when both are in opposite direction. So that will be magnitude of F1 minus F2. And that will be 10 minus 6 is equal to 4 Newton. So your value can be anything between 4 to 16. Your value can be anything between 4 to 16. So can 2 be the answer? No. Can 3 be the answer? No, 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 no. Can 17? No, sir. So what can be the answer? 15 answer. Got it? Got it? Minimum value is 4 Newton. Maximum value is 16 Newton. So any value in between these two can be possible. Next question. A body is constrained to move in Z direction. That means it can move only in Z direction and is subjected to a force of F. Next question. So F is given as 3I cap minus 10J cap plus 5K cap. And keep that thing in mind that body can move only in Z direction. So if it can move only in Z direction, that means displacement is possible only in K cap. Displacement is possible only in K cap. Alright. What is the work done by this force in moving the body through a distance of 5 meters along plus Z axis? So delta R is equal to 5 K cap. Because along Z axis will be 5 and K cap is along. So work done is how much? So W is equal to f vector dot delta r vector. So 3i minus 10j plus 5k dot 0i plus 0j plus 5k. Okay. So 3.0 will be 0. Minus 10.0 will be 0. Plus 5.5 will be 25. Answer will be 25 Joule. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. 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 Next question. Next question. Next question. Next question. Okay. Okay, so that means there is no further questions. A unit vector is represented as A vector is equal to 1 by root 3 I cap plus 2 by root 3 j cap. Okay. So 1 by root 3 I cap plus 2 by root 3.
That not coming
Huh?
from here.
Vector along A magnitude of 3 will be. That's quite simple. So suppose R is
Sir, there
the
is some disturbance.
from my
Yeah,
side.
sir, there is some disturbance.
Okay. Is this disturbance from my side or some others mic is open?
Sir, now it's not there.
So now it's not there.
Is there disturbance?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
All right. Thank you. A unit vector is represented as this much. A vector along A of magnitude 3 will be. So that will be very simple. R vector is equal to 3A vector. That's it. Now 3 into 1 by root 3 I cap plus 2 by root 3 j cap. Now you will see a miracle happening in front of you. And you will be seeing that root 3 is shifted upward. Okay. And that becomes root 3 I cap plus 2 root 3 j cap. Have you seen root 3 shifting upward? Can you see that? So root 3 has shifted upward. Good. Next question. We have discussed this question today only, Padma. Padma.
Sir, I joined late because of connectivity issues.
Okay, but this question has already been discussed.
Okay, sir.
You joined late because of connectivity issue or because you got up late?
No, sir, connectivity issue.
Be honest.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. So let us continue with our chapter, which was circular motion. And in that we have talked about uniform circular motion in the last class. So pay attention. Circular motion. Circular motion. And we have talked already about uniform circular motion. Okay. So what we talked in previous classes, that suppose an object goes from A to B, moving on such path, theta is the angle, r is the radius. Okay. So we have talked that theta is equal to s upon r and theta is angular displacement. Similarly, we have talked omega is equal to v by r, where omega is angular velocity. We have not talked, I think, about angular acceleration. So angular acceleration, please note, angular acceleration. Okay. So what is angular acceleration? Rate of change of angular velocity is called angular acceleration. Rate of change of angular velocity. Rate of change of angular velocity is called angular acceleration.
So we have done angular acceleration.
We have done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. So alpha is equal to d omega by dt. So that is instantaneous. That is instantaneous. And alpha average is equal to omega final minus omega initial upon t. Okay. Angular acceleration is a vector quantity. Angular acceleration is a vector quantity. Angular acceleration is a vector quantity. Okay, that also keep in mind. Now, in fact, I think if I remember well, we solved some question also based on this. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if angular acceleration is uniform, if angular acceleration, this part is important. If angular acceleration is uniform, that means alpha is equal to constant. Alpha is equal to constant. Then we can apply equations of motion. We can apply equations of motion in angular motion also. Angular motion also. And what we can write, pay attention everyone, omega final is equal to omega initial plus alpha t. It is exactly the same way how we did earlier. Omega final is equal to omega initial plus alpha t. This is v is equal to u plus at. Correct? I am just writing so that you can relate to it. Theta is equal to omega initial into t plus half alpha t square. This is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, and square is equal to omega initial square plus 2 alpha theta, and that is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. Okay everyone, please note and understand. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. If you want, we can write equation for displacement in nth second also. So what was s nth? It was u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1, right? So similarly, theta nth is equal to omega initial plus alpha by 2 2n minus 1. Okay,
So the
that was
second equation is theta 2.
not q2, it is theta. That 2 is for the square of this omega final. Basically, it is this. Those squares are for next formula. Okay. Questions. A fan starts from rest and attains angular velocity of 100 rpm in 2 minutes. RPM stands for rounds per minute. That means 100 turns per minute. Round means turn. Okay. So a fan starts from rest and attains angular velocity of 100 rpm in 2 minutes. Find number 1 alpha,
So
number
is it
2
rotations per minute?
rotations, rounds, it's the same thing. Alpha angular displacement. Please find everyone. Please find everyone. Done. You just need to put values in the formula. Okay, let me solve. Pay attention, everyone. I'll be solving this question both ways, in RPM also and in radians also. So U, or you can say omega naught, is 0. Omega initial is 0 because it starts from rest. Omega final is equal to 100 RPM. T is equal to 2 minutes. Alpha is equal to question mark. Theta is equal to question mark. Now, if you remember, by omega final is equal to omega initial plus alpha t. Omega final is how much? 100 RPM is equal to 0 plus alpha into 2, and that gives us alpha is equal to 50 RPM square. 50 rotations per minute square or rounds per minute, because one round is equal to one rotation. How you are getting 100? Acha, you are giving answer in pi per minute square. Okay. Okay. Now this is for alpha. Theta total displacement is also so theta can be found as, pay attention very clearly, omega initial plus omega final by 2 into t. I am using S is equal to V plus U by 2 into t. I am using S is equal to V plus U by 2 into t. So omega initial is 0. Omega final is 100 RPM by 2 into 2. And theta comes out to be 100 rounds or rotations. Okay. Now, this is one way of solving. This is one way of solving. Now the next way is omega initial is equal to 0. Omega final is equal to 100 RPM. Pay attention, 100 RPM. Now one turn means 2 pi radians. So 100 into 2 pi, okay, per minute square, per minute. Minute means 60 seconds. Okay. So that will be this. This will be 3. So 10 pi by 3 radian per second. Omega final will be 10 pi by 3 radians per second. Omega final is equal to 10 pi by 3 radians per second. So omega initial is equal to 0, omega final is equal to 10 pi by 3. Next comes t is equal to 2 minutes. You can write it as 120 seconds. And then theta is equal to question mark and alpha is equal to question mark. So now you can use those formulas because everything is now in radians. So your answer will be in radians and all. Okay, so you can solve it easily. And that is how you can convert also very easily from rotations per minute to radian per second. Okay, because one rotation is equal to 2 pi radian and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So you need to replace that by that. Okay, everyone. Any doubt, any question? All right. If you want to see how Sakshi and Ibyal are getting answers in that form, so what you can do is pay attention. 100 rounds is equal to 100 into 1 round is equal to 2 pi. So that is equal to 200 pi radian. So 200 pi radian, correct? Similarly, alpha is equal to 50 RPM, so 50 and 1 round is equal to 2 pi. So, and that is per minute square. So 100 pi per minute square. Understood? Like that. So they have mixed half into radians, that means half into SI unit and half in common unit. So that is also fine, provided you need to see that which way the options are given. Which way the options are given. Okay. Any doubt, any question, anyone? Good. Good. Next question. A wheel starts rotating and starts rotating with uniform angular acceleration. Alpha is equal to 1 by 4 radians per second square. A wheel starts rotating with uniform angular acceleration. Alpha is equal to 1 by 4 radians per second square. Find A angular velocity after t is equal to 10 seconds. B this angular displacement in 5 seconds. Please find these two answers quickly. I want answer from each one of you. Okay. Everyone, please pay attention. So in this question, omega naught is equal to 0. Alpha is equal to 1 by 4 radians per second square. Okay. Now omega final is equal to question mark. T is equal to 10 seconds. So by omega final is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Omega final is equal to 0 plus alpha 1 by 4 into 10, and that will be 5 by 2 radians per second. 5 by 2 radians per second. Alright, so this is A part. Now for B part, omega naught is anyways 0, alpha is anyways 1 by 4, t this time is given as 5 seconds, and theta is equal to question mark. So let us use formula theta is equal to omega naught t. I am using omega naught as initial velocity plus half alpha t square, and that will give us theta is equal to 0 into 5 plus half into alpha. Alpha is 1 by 4 into t square. T square is 5 square. So theta comes out to be 25 by 8 radians. Please note everyone. Please note. If you have any doubts, do not hesitate and ask. If you have any doubts, noted everyone? Next question. A wheel is rotating. Wheel was rotating with 20 radians per second when it was stopped. If it retarded uniformly, and stopped in 10 seconds, find number 1 alpha, number 2 theta before stopping. Okay, solve this quickly. It's an easy question. So omega naught is equal to 20 radians per second, and omega final is equal to 0. T is equal to 10 seconds. Theta is equal to question mark. Alpha is equal to question mark. So by omega final is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. So 0 is equal to 20 plus alpha into t, 10. So alpha comes out to be minus 2 radians per second square. Alpha comes out to be minus 2 radians per second square. Again, or also theta is equal to, we can use to any of the formula. I am using omega naught plus omega final by 2 into t, because acceleration is uniform, though it is retardation, but still. So omega naught is 20, omega final is 0 by 2 into 10, and that gives us theta is equal to 100 radians. Theta is equal to 100 radians. All right, everyone. Any doubt, any question?
No, sir.
Okay.
Please show the question.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is enough for today. We'll meet in the next class.
Thank you, sir.